we are off. Technically. I think we barely made it under the wire. This is, yet again, another hilariously short, well, we'll call it close call stream to barely scraping by. It should be May 5th when we started this, but we'll find out at the end of the stream if it says May 5th or what's today? Saturday. Let's see. May 5th was Friday, so if it doesn't say this was posted Saturday, then we are in the clear. In the meantime, I need to get chat open. We've got the mic, we've got the webcam, little kitties somewhere around us running around. And here is chat. Beautiful. Okay. Fingers crossed we made it in time. Hopefully. So, without further ado, let's dive into day 125. If it is day 125, I really hope it is. We are continuing on at 73% of the way through Ruby. I think we are finally starting to near the end overall. They do have 11 sections. We've gone over this. The last section is one of the paid for activities. We're only shooting for section 10, and currently we are in section 8. Wow, and section 8 is only a single activity, or a single lesson. One part, there's no part 2, which is usually the activity lesson. So 8 is individual. Alright. Topher, how close was that? As day 1, you have to start over. I don't know, man. It was really close. We'll have to see at the end of the stream if it says if it was posted on Friday or not. That would really suck if it if we missed it, but we will forge ahead, at least in the meantime. But yes, I am the crazy person. I would start over. So let's hold our breath and hopefully we're good. I mean, at worst case, I've got the file registered for when it's created, but I'd prefer the signal be streaming to Twitch, because that's the goal, is to be streaming. I could easily do a whole year of recording. The goal is to be streaming to Twitch, so ideally I would prefer it be the stream file to be live on Twitch's website saying Friday. That would be super awesome. But anywho, I digress, hopefully. So we were looking at section 7 had 2. Section 8 only has 1. Although it is a longer one. 9 has 2, and 10 has 2. Okay. Section 8 is the only course with 1 activity, but I believe it's the longest that we've seen so far. I think it's a 21, 22 activities as far as Ruby goes. Because it's so friggin' late, we will probably only make it about halfway through. If we can make it to 11, well, technically 12, complete 11, land on 12, we should be golden. Alright. Good. Blocks, procs, and lambdas. The other thing I was thinking of, before I do dive into this, and I should just dive in. Oh god, the sneezing. No. What do we do? Where do we sneeze? I don't know where to put my hands. This is bad. We've got our Kleenex, our emergency sneeze rag. Okay, the sneeze has come and gone, but that's okay. At least we're prepared. We are ready for any face explosions at any moment. I was going to mention it. As far as we have had many late night close call streams, but we've had the most late night close call streams here in Ruby, and I thought about mentioning it yesterday, but I didn't in yesterday's stream. But it has to do with Ruby. It's just another sign. I'm just not... It's not that I'm avoiding the stream. I'm just not like dying to learn that next lesson in Ruby. I'm still interested in coding, and that's the other thing. It's not that I'm not interested in Ruby, it's I'm not interested in doing this particular course. That's the other thing. I'm sure Ruby could be interesting. I'm sure there's some great aspects to it, but just how it's being delivered. I know Codecademy isn't the craziest place to learn how to code, but we have made it 124, 5-ish days consecutively with being fairly curious and making progress, but something about Ruby has just been soul crushing here. Anywho, that's why I think there's been so many delayed streams, if you will, for this section. But we're here, we're alive, we're marching forward. Alright, you know this. We learned a bit about blocks, in loops, and iterators. Sure. And methods, blocks, and sorting. We will look at that. Loops. Yeah, we did learn about loops. Okay, we did learn about loops, and we learned about methods, blocks, and sorting. That is also true. Alright, they were just referencing old lessons. We said earlier that a block is like a nameless method, but that's not quite true. We'll get to actual nameless methods called lambdas later in this lesson. A Ruby block is just a bit of code that can be executed. Block syntax uses either do, ... end, or curly braces, like so. 123. Each do num puts num end prints 123 on separate lines, or 123. Each in curly braces num puts num prints 123 on separate lines. Blocks can be combined with methods like .each and .times to execute instruction for each element in a collection like a hash or array. Instructions. Let's do a little review. Use .times and a block to princess to. Let's do a little review. Use .times and block to puts the string I'm a block 5 times. Okay, good to know. Hey, furry cat. No. Assume the napping position. Just go below, or go over. She's good. Successful codecademy. We're looking for something. .times, right. Use .times and a block that puts the string I'm a block. 5 .times. No space. Spaces are bad. Do something. Puts end. Yeah, there you go. Good. And we're running. Oh, it wanted I'm a block? Okay. See? Just totally not interested in what they had to say. It wasn't bolded. Usually they bold things. We've gotten too accustomed of their guidance. They're keeping us on our toes. I'm a block 5 times. Okay. Section 1. The potential 21 of tonight, 11. 1 of 11 down. 2 of 11 continues. Collect them all. Good. There's a bunch of really useful Ruby methods that take blocks. One we haven't covered yet is collect. The collect method takes a block and applies the expression in the block to every element in an array. Check it out. mynums 123 mynums.collect num squared If we look at the value of mynums, though, we'll see it hasn't changed. Mynums 1 through 3. This is because .collect returns a copy of mynums, but doesn't change or mutate the original mynums array. If we do that, we can use .collect exclamation with an exclamation point. mynums.collect nums, num squared, blah and blah. Recall that the exclamation in Ruby means this method could do something dangerous or unexpected. In this case, it mutates the original array instead of creating a new one. Instructions. We've created an array, fibs, and placed the first 10. What the fib, god damn it, little kitty. How do I say this? Fibonacci? Fibonacci. Alright, computer voice. We're relying on you to get us to this. Each. Pipe up. It said nothing. I don't know why computer voice isn't speaking. Nope, nothing. Doesn't matter. Alright, something F numbers, right? That's what we're going with. What do they have to say? In mathematics, the Fibonacci number? Fibonacci. I don't know. Are the numbers following integer sequence and characterized by the fact that every number after the first 2 is the sum of the 2 preceding ones. Oh, so it's a super bitchin' pattern. That's what it is. Okay, hold on. Often, especially in modern usage, the sequence is extended by one or more initial term. 0, 1 equals 1. Oh god. 1 and 1 equals 2. 1 and 2 equals 3. 2 and 3 equals 5. 3 and 5 equals 8. 8 and 5 equals 13. 8 and 13, 21. Okay, so it does work. They weren't kidding. So that's kind of cool. By definition, the first 2 numbers in the... God, I wish I was smart enough to read that. We'll try again. Speech function? Nothing. We've got the volume all the way up. We're doomed. How is there no phonetic breakdown of this word anywhere on Wikipedia? Those bastards. That's okay. Well, it stacks, it's cool, it's a fun little pattern. Back to Codecademy. We're doing something with the fibs. We've created an array, fibs, and placed the first 10 fiber something numbers in it, create a new variable, double fibs, and set it equal to the result of calling fibs.collect. The block you pass to .collect should double each fib number, similar to the example above. Fib life, add your code below, create a new variable, copy, double fibs, set it equal to calling the result fibs.collect. The block you pass to .collect should double. This is the part where I'm confused because I'm not sure what I should do from here. So mynums.collect the block you pass should double each number. I don't know if it has an argument or a parameter. I feel like the doubling occurs down here. something, 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 something. Fibs. Maybe it's just curly stuff. Fibs. This is going terribly wrong, but that's okay. Let's see what errors we get. Your syntax looks horrible. Please jump out the window. Noted, noted. Ruby syntax, expecting something else, and it ran into something else. Gotta collect them all. Collect them all. Codecademy. Okay, fibs. Oh, they did the shovel version. So they created an empty one, and then they did fibs.collect for that. So what's the preferred way? Well, let's see. So this was my initial solution, which technically works but yields blah diddly blah, rather than just blah diddly blah. I know the correct solution has been posted, but I'm not sure what in my code is causing the double fibs to be a multi-dimensional array. My guess is that I'm treating .collect like .each, which is incorrect. So that's what really is happening is that I'm editing each number of fibs to be equal to the full array of double fibs. I tested this out, and substituting .each for .collect results in the desired array. Interesting stuff. The way you came to your initial solution was really creative. I really have to admit, you probably took away more from this course than me. The code which I wrote was simple. Double fibs equals fibs.collect blah and blah. So that's basic. Oh, double. I was doing squared. My bad. My bad. We're simply doubling, not squaring. This seems to be on the right, or the same path, minus the stupid argument that I was trying to shove in there. Along the same path is this guy. But you countered the question way more creatively. Thanks, I'm inspired by your code. Shows that Ruby is such a diverse language. The double fibs, shovel num2, was very clever. It could be because you set the variable equal to an empty array, so your equation created one solution per item. That's in the original array. Yeah, I'm gonna trust this dude. I don't know why, but this person's got, I don't know, a picture of a bird or a flower, and this guy has glasses, so we're gonna trust him. First, let's just, oh god, run this without the stupid empty parameter thing. Still pissed at us. That's cool. That's quite all right. Double fibs, and they did it all on one line. Ta-da! Okay, that works, and to be honest, I'm totally okay with that. That's reasonable to me. Out of all the different scenarios we saw on this page, this was the closest to what I initially thought I should do. So we're just going to roll with that. It gave us the green check mark, marching on. Learning to yield. Why do some methods accept a block and others don't? It's because methods that accept blocks have a way of transferring control from the calling method to the block and back again. We can build this into the methods we define by using the yield keyword. Instructions. Check out the code in the editor. We've set up a series of puts statements so you can see where we're in the block test method and when we're in the block passed to it. Click Save and Submit Code to see the result. Good. Define block test. Puts, we're in the method. Puts, yielding back to the block. Yield. We're back into the method. And end. Block test. Puts, we're in the block. Fire away. There we go. Ta-da. Beautiful. It worked. Just as they promised. Yielding with parameters. You can also pass parameters to yield. Check out the example in the editor. Now, should we look at this first and then go through this? We should look at this first and then go through. Define yield name. Name is the parameter. Puts in method, let's yield. Yield Kim. Puts in between the yields, yield name. Puts block complete, back in the method, and yield name Eric, and puts my name, hashtag curly braces N. Now call the method with your name. So 1, the yield name method is defined with one parameter, nom. 2, on line 8, down here, which is blank, we call the yield name method and supply the argument Eric for the name parameter. Since yield name has a yield statement, we also need to supply a block. Guy. Inside the method, on line 2, we first put an introductory statement. Ta-da! 4. Then we yield to the block and pass in Kim, hashtag KimLife. 5, in the block, N is now equal to Kim. And we puts out my name is Kim. True. Yes, my name is N, which will be Kim. Checkity check. Back in the method, we puts out that we are between yields. 7, then we yield to the block again. This time we pass in Eric, which was stored in the name parameter. In the block, N is now equal to Eric, and we puts out my name is Eric. Finally, we puts out a closing statement. Instructions. Call yield name with your name as a parameter. Make sure to pass a block that puts my name is your name here. And your code should look identical to the code on line 7, only your name should be between the yield names parentheses. Line 7 is simply an end statement. I think they're fucking with us. Maybe they meant 9. Yeah? Hard to tell. Hard to tell. Your code should look blankety blank. Call yield name. I think it should be this guy. Copy. BDX Inc. Fire away. Ta-da! Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. In the method, let's yield, my name is Kim. In between the yields, my name is Eric. Block complete. Back in the method, let's yield, my name is Kim. In between the yields, my name is BDX Inc. Block complete. Back in the method. A lot of on and off and on and off and off again. Good. Okay, try it yourself. See, even though this block business has a little more going on under the hood than we thought. It's still pretty straightforward. Now that we know how methods accept blocks using the yield keyword, let's define our own method and pass it a block. Instructions: define your own method, double, that accepts a single parameter and yields to a block, and call it with a block that multiplies the number parameter by 2. You can double any number. Your code should look something like this: define method name parameter, yield parameter, end, method name, argument, block. Okay, define your own method, double. We should define double, which will take a parameter that accepts a single parameter and yields to a block. So we'll call it P, and it will yield. It's yielding to a block, yield P, and call it with a block that multiplies the number parameter by 2. And we're going to end that. Then we'll set up our call with the block down here on line 5. So method name, that will be double, P, curly braces, and then we are multiplying stuff. God, I hope this is correct. 2, multiply the number parameter by 2. So P times 2. God, I hope that's right. Save and submit. It doesn't like the look of our face because we spelled yield wrong. Yield instead of yield. There we go, and now it's purple. Still pissed at us. So it doesn't look quite right. The asterisk. It doesn't like our friend, the asterisk. Huh. Do we need to do the vertical bar thing? Did I forget that? Nope. It just hates the stray asterisks. Look at 4. Yielding with parameters. This is just where we came from. Oh, it should be putzing. And we should have the vertical bars. That's the difference. Putzing with vertical bars. Should have known. Should have known. Puts what to do. And call the block that multiplies the number parameter by 2. Oh, I should be calling shit, right? So, 28. There we go. I forgot to actually do something with it. I was leaving the variable in there. Typical Steven. You forgetful son of a... Good. Happy thoughts. Onwards. to 6. 6 of 21, although tonight we're shooting for 11. Because, this is hell. This is hell. Alright, keeping your code dry. Remember when we told you that everything is an object in Ruby? Well, we sort of fibbed. Blocks are not objects, and this is not one. And this is one of the very few exceptions to the everything is an object rule in Ruby. Because of this, blocks can't be saved to variables and don't have all the powers and abilities of real objects. For that, we'll need procs. You can think of a proc as a saved block, just like you can give a bit of code a name and turn it into a method. You can name a block and turn it into a proc. Procs are great for keeping your code dry, which stands for don't repeat yourself. With blocks, you have to write your code out each time you need it. With a proc, you write your code once and use it many times. Instructions: check out the code in the editor. It's a proc. Can you guess what it does? Click Save and Submit Code when you think you know. Multiple of 3, proc.new, do n modulo 3, and 1 to 100, 2a, select multiples of 3. I think it's only going to print out all the multiples of 3 via getting procy. Yeah, let's do this. Hashtag proc life. Ta-da! All the multiples of 3 you could ever fantasize about, right there staring back at you. Right? Enjoy it while it lasts. Good. Section 7. Not a multiple of 3. Well, you know what? I mean, maybe you could go. I mean, it's not, but 7 times 3 is 21. So there's that. Good. Random facts. It's those little random facts that will enrich your life or make it that much worse. Either way. Proc syntax. Procs are easy to define. You just call proc.new and pass it the block you want to save. Here's how we'd create a proc called cube. That cubes a number, raises it to the 3rd power. Cube proc.new xx to the power of 3. We can then pass the proc to a method that would otherwise take a block, and we don't have to rewrite the block over and over. 1 through 3.collect and cube. 1, 8, 27, 4, 5, 6 dot map exclamation and cube 64, 125, 216. The dot collect and dot map exclamation methods do the exact same thing. The and is used to convert the cube proc into a block, since dot collect exclamation and dot map exclamation normally take a block. We'll do this anytime we pass a proc to a method that expects a block. Instructions: the dot floor method rounds a float, a number with a decimal, down to the nearest integer. Write a proc called round down that will do this rounding. We've added the code to pass it to floats.collect. Floats, blah blah blah. 1 dot blah, 3 dot blah, 0 dot blah, 7 dot blah. Write your own code below this line, and then write your code above this line. Ints equals floats.collect and round down. So write a proc called round down. We are going to do the dot floor method rounds a float number with a decimal. Write a proc round down. Proc life rounding down dot floor. That feels wrong. My soul feels itchy looking at this. See, here they've got all this kind of fun stuff. So it'd be round down floats dot floor. That's what it is. floats dot floor. Curly stuff. Do 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 do. Now, what should I do from here? Oh, damn. Maybe all I need is float stop floor. Okay, no, there's more to it. I'm just a big dumb idiot. Don't mind me. Crazy person on the loose. Although I don't necessarily think that's right. There's that. Now, what are we doing? The dot floor method rounds a float, a number with a decimal down to the nearest integer. The dot floor is doing all the hard work for us. Write a proc called round down that will do this rounding. We've added the code to pass it to floats.collect. What the hell else do I need to do? Got round down, which is floats dot floor. I'm totally missing something. Let's see what the hell I'm missing. I am super confused. This is like class 5 confusion right now. Okay. Does anyone know what is wrong with my code? Floats, blah blah blah, dot round down, already looks bad. Round down equals proc dot. Oh, I have to use proc as a thing. It's like an actual, that's what we're learning about. You got dot round down at the top next to your float. I may have cheated, I'll admit, I'm a Ruby newbie. Mine went like this, round down equals proc dot new. Seems totally fine. My code got passed by putting everything in the curly brackets after proc.new. This also works, I suppose. I find that way a little more easy to digest instead of having the proc new with the do function. I did like this. On line 1, you don't need the blah. This guy. That's what's up right here. At least I think. Me too much easier to understand. So we're doing round down. Proc.new, and then we can do whatever variable and dot floor. Cool. So I was trying to figure out, I felt like, even though I had set curly braces here, seeing that floor did the rounding down, I felt like somehow floor should be inside the curly braces, but I couldn't figure out how and what exactly. This helps visualize exactly why. I just had it set up wrong. I was struggling with the dot proc, or the proc dot blah, that they were trying to show us, but I was totally... I thought this was generic, vague terminology. No, this is like a real thing. We are procking. We are procking with our hearts out. Damn it. Okay, so now we know what to do. Let's go ahead and set it up. Marching on proc.new. Proc.new. Followed by vertical nonsense with a, what do we call it? We'll call it F. F for floats and float floor. Fire of a. Cool. 130711482. Lesson 8 of our anticipated 11. Why procs? Why bother saving our blocks as procs? There are two main advantages. One, procs are full-fledged objects, so they have all the powers and abilities of objects. Blocks don't. Unlike blocks, procs can be called over and over without rewriting them. This prevents you from having to retype the contents of your block every time you need to execute a particular bit of code. Instructions. Check out the code in the editor. Man, we had to rewrite that block a bunch of times. Remove the blocks and replace them with a proc called over 4 feet so that the code in the blocks only needs to be written once. Get a hint. Your proc should look something like this. Over 4 feet equals proc.new do height. Include the rest of the block code here, and make sure that when you update each .select that you pass it your proc with the preceding and, like so. Group 1 .select and over 4 feet. So, what the hell's happening? Here at the amusement park, you have to be 4 feet tall or taller to ride the roller coaster. Let's use .select on each group to get only the ones 4 feet tall or taller. Okay, we've got all our groups, all of our different heights. Complete this proc as a new proc. We know we're going to have proc.new. We know at least that much. Change these 3 so they use your new over 4 feet proc. Okay. So you've got proc.new. And I'm assuming something very similar to what we had in the last section. Maybe not. I guess not. Because now I'm looking at the hint. I know I read through it. Proc new do height. Why is that not clicking? Make sure when you update each .select that you pass it your proc with the preceding and, like so. Group 1 select and over 4 feet. Copy. Group 1 select, copy, and over 4 feet. That's what they have in the hint section down below. So they've got, they're saying do height and there should be something there. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to put there, but there's supposed to be something. Oh, is it this? It's that guy. Instead of do, I could have it in curly braces. Why would I have it on 3 lines when I could do it on 1? Alright, we're gonna take all this. We're gonna run this. Cool. But we're gonna close out of that. We aren't gonna march on. Because let's get curly with it, shall we? Let's get weird. So remove end. Add in curly stuff. And put this all on 1 line. Now let's try that. Ha, damn, look at that. Green check marks across the board. Beautiful. Okay. 9 of 11. Create your own. Okay, time to take off the training wheels. Cube equals proc.new. X cubed. 1, 2, 3 dot map and cube. You're going to create your very own method that calls your very own proc. We'll do this in 2 steps. Use the example above as a syntax reminder. Create a method, greeter, copy. So we define a method, right? Define greeter. That takes no argument. I wonder, does that mean I should still do the empty parentheses? I should probably do the empty parentheses. Yields to a block, yields. And we need to spell yield correctly, like a human. So before we had like name or p for parameter, and we would yield to that, but since we don't have anything, I guess we're yielding into the abyss that is Ruby. I'm not sure. 2 parts, yields to a block. Create a proc. Phrase. So phrase equals proc.new curly stuff. That puts hello there. Pass this to greeter instead of a block. Now I'm starting to get confused, like more confused than normal. This is bad. Greeter instead of a block. Don't forget to pass and phrase instead of just phrase. Something, there's a dot and something's happening, and then there's an and. Fuckers. And phrase. We're so close. Is it greeter dot? I have no idea. Oh, hint. Your method should look something like this. Define method name yield end. Perfect. It's beautiful. Define greeter yield end. Exactly what they have. And your proc should look something like this. Proc name, which is phrase, equals proc.new. Instead of the 3-line do, puts, and then end, we're just doing curly braces. Phrase, proc.new. Reader? No? Maybe there's nothing. Maybe it's just puts. I guess it's just puts. That seems odd, though. Now, what the hell are we doing with the greeter bit on line 7? It's that part right here. I'm not sure what the hell to do. Death. Maybe it's just greeter and phrase. This seems more simple than the previous activities and examples on 8 and 7. I'm assuming this will also be more simple than what they have in their previous examples. Fingers crossed and submit. Holy we got it. And incredible, right? That was highly unexpected. Alright, call me maybe. 11. 10 of 11. Nice work. Calling a proc with a method isn't too tricky. However, there's an even easier way. Unlike blocks, we can call procs directly by using Ruby's .call method. Check it out. Test equals proc new, curly braces, do something. Test.call, it does that. Remember, there's always more than one way to do something in Ruby. Go ahead and create a proc called hi. We totally don't need to copy that, but we did. That puts proc.new curly stuff. That puts hello. Puts hello. And come on, there we go. And then we will be I.call, right? I.call. It does make a little more sense the more we go through it, so that's kind of cool. Submit. The monkey is learning. The monkey is me. This is good. All right. Listen. We've made it to what essentially is the last one for tonight, roughly halfway through the activity overall, but this should be the last section for tonight. Onwards. Symbols meet procs. Now you're learning some of the more complex parts of the Ruby language. You can combine them to work some truly arcane magic. For instance, remember when we told you could pass a Ruby method name around with a symbol? Let's click vaguely find member. Feels like we were doing this the other day. There you go. The right tool for the right job. Yes, we recall. They're ringing bells. Good. Okay. Well, you can also convert symbols to procs using that handy little ampersand. Check it out. Strings 1, 2, 3 nums equals strings.map and colon to I. By mapping and colon to I over every element of strings, we turned each string into an integer. Instructions. Use the example in the instructions as a guide. Use collect or map to create the string array from the numbers array. Each element of strings array should be the string version of the corresponding element from the numbers array. That is, should go 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10. To get a hint, your code should look just like the example, only it should call and to S instead of and to I, right? That's what I was thinking. I mean, it should be almost borderline identical, if not literally identical. So we've got numbers array, 1 through 10. We have our strings array equals nums. What would I put? I would put equals numbers array dot kind of want to do my gut reaction is to use collect, but I feel like I should use map because they've used dot map in nearly all of their examples. They were referencing dot collect in a few of the activities, but in a lot of the examples they basically use dot map, and I haven't used dot map at all yet in this lesson, so we're going to do dot map. Alright, dot map, parentheses, and, can't forget the and, that's what's kind of the trigger to all of this, and then it'll be colon 2 underscore S, because we're making the integers strings. I'm gonna get stringy. And from there, to be honest, I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and run this and submit. Boom. Green check mark. Take that, Codecademy. Let's go ahead and click next. We'll take a peek at section 12, which will be the beginning of tomorrow's stream, 12 through 21. That will be day 126? We'll go ahead, preview this, and then we will close out for day 125. Alright, the Ruby Lambda. Like procs, lambdas are objects. The similarities don't stop there. With the exception of a bit of syntax and a few behavioral quirks, lambdas are identical to procs. Check out the code in the editor. See the lambda bit typing? Lambda puts hello is just about the same as procs.new, curly braces, puts hello. In the example to the right, when we pass the lambda to lambda demo, the method calls the lambda and executes its code. We will deal with the instructional bit tomorrow. In the meantime, let's see where we stand stat-wise as day 125 concludes. So, we are backing out. What have we got? We have currently still 73% of the way through Ruby. But we can look at where we are course-wise. 52% of the way through section 8 with 1,443 points to our name and 199 badges. Good times. Let's go ahead and back out of this and close the stream. Thank you again to anyone and everyone who stopped by. Tober, always good to have you. And anyone else who either accidentally stumbled into the stream or came in on purpose. Greatly appreciate all the views. The adventure will continue. It's getting late. We're losing mental capacity. The adventure will continue tomorrow. And in the meantime, we are stopping the stream. Are you sure you want to stop the stream? Hell yeah, kill it.